Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Konig XB 16 snow tire chains here on our 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. So this is going to be a pretty decent way, guys, of giving you some traction control. Now, they're not going to be your most aggressive option, but what's nice about that, they are going to be a little smoother on your ride, but still giving you great traction control for that snow and ice that we might be encountering. So we do have 16mm thick chains here today, and that is going to kind of put us in a limitation on the Jeep Grand Cherokee. You might notice it's here on the rear wheel, and that's going to be because here in the back we have a lot more clearance with our wheel. On the front, you really don't have much room there. So if you're looking for some chains to actually put on the front of your vehicle, they're going to need to be Class S compatible. And unfortunately, these guys aren't here today, and we're going to need that actual clearance. One that you could look at is going to be the XG12 Pros. Those are a great way of actually getting them on the front of your vehicle, but the XB16s here are going to be great here still for the back. So a little bit of a thicker chain, which can be nice of breaking up that snow and ice a little more. You are seeing a very high quality manganese nickel alloy. What's great about that? Very resistant to corrosion. Now, I would always suggest though, spraying these off when you're done utilizing them, getting all those harsh chemicals off there. That way they can stay looking as pretty as we have them today. And of course, storing them from long term can be good, just to put a little maintenance into it. That way they're ready the next time we need them. We also do have a diamond style pattern here today, and what that's giving us is a lot more cross chain coverage here on our wheel. Our biggest gap is going to be here at the top where our back and our front connection has been first made, but otherwise you're almost seeing constant contact of that chain to your wheel. So that's going to make for a more smoother drive, especially if you're comparing it to like a ladder style chain. Those ladder style chains are kind of what we're probably used to, the traditional chains, right? We get the hills and those valleys that we create. The one thing about those though, as you're making your turns left and right, you kind of have to accelerate a little more to get over that hump every time. So you lose a little bit in your turning radius, and that's why I like the diamond style here. Kind of the best of both worlds scenario. We're getting that traction control that we're looking for, albeit maybe just a little bit of a smoother ride for ourselves. So I really do like how that works. One thing that's great about these as well, they're almost the easiest chains to actually get installed other than those XG12 Pros. These guys aren't going to be as self-tensioning compared to that other model, but they are still really, really easy to get installed. As you're going to see here in just a second, it almost takes no time at all, and you're not going to be floundering underneath your vehicle no matter where you are. So I really do like to see that. A few caveats though before we get to that install. We are working today on two 65/60 R18 tires. Let's make sure we're putting our own tire size into the fit guide here at etrailer.com. That way we're getting the right size for us at home. And like I said, we do have it here on the rear wheel. Now, all Jeep Grand Cherokees are going to be that four-wheel drive package. However, these are going to be limited just to the rear wheel. If you want some in the front, well, you already got my suggestion. I highly recommend doing a little cruising there. But still going to be nice to get that traction control. If you're asking me though, the chains on the front are very nice because you have that steering capability. As you try to come to a stop with this as well, your weight of your vehicle is going to try to shift forward. So if that's a really big concern for you too, the front chains can be a great option. Of course, it's always nice just to have two pairs of chains for you. That way you're getting the most protection and traction that we can get. But I digress. Let's go ahead and see how we can actually get this installed here today. To begin our installation, what you want to do is lay out your chains just like so. Now, one thing that's nice about these guys, I don't find them getting too caught on themselves or finding too many binds. A lot of times it's a hook getting caught somewhere, and sometimes what can happen in storage, we might have slipped one of these cables underneath. So if you're having any kind of trouble, just walk it out. Really doesn't take too much time to do. And the other thing we want to pay attention to, we're actually going to be throwing this around our wheel and enveloping our tire. So we want our soft point of contacts facing up. What I mean by that, here where we're actually attached to our plastic cable, well, our plastic wrapped cable, we can see where we have our bends here for our cross chains to connect to our side cables. So we want those away from us because this smooth side isn't going to be doing any damage to our tire, right? So that can be very, very important. But then what I like to do, kind of keep these guys close to the side here. That way they don't get bound up underneath your tire as much. And then we're just going to be throwing it around to the side, trying to find our connection ends. What I like to do, my bottom connection here, let me pulling that on the underside of my wheel like so. And doing the same on this side. So we can kind of see that's nice and aligned now, just like so. And now I need to grab two ends of my cable, fitting that chain as I can, repeating the process on the other side, and making our first connection. we simply take the ends here of our cables, maybe give you guys a closer look at that, and pop them in just like so. Now we need to take our chain here and start laying it across. So again, making sure everything's looking good on here. And we kind of just fit it as we go across, making sure that our diamonds are starting to form, which is great. And then we're gonna make our bottom connection here. To do that, it's really simple. Take our pulley system here, open it up, place your chain in there, let that clasp close, and now I can even stand up and try to maybe pull one more time. I think that'll about do me. I'm gonna check my fit here though, and I can see that it is just a little too slacked there. So I'm gonna try just to get maybe one more crank on this bad boy, see if we can't get it. I think we got one more latch there, which is good to see. That's taking out that last little bit of slack. And then we need to place these inside our plastic clips here, just like so. And that's gonna keep that tension as a constant draw. Then we just need to bring ourselves to the other side of our wheel. If you can make it all the way there, that's great. Otherwise, we can just go up and away as much as we can. So that's gonna keep that tension as a constant there on our wheel. And just like that, we are installed. So I do like what I'm seeing here today. It is nice and tight on our wheel. We have a great fit. Well, as we saw, it really doesn't take any time to get these installed. I really love how easy these are to use, and I do like the tensioning system we have here. Now, again, there are gonna be a few other chains out there pretty similar and a little better in my opinion, but I do love how these guys are gonna get the job done. That 16mm chain as well is very decent. You know, if you're looking at twisted link or V-bar support links, I'd just be a little hesitant here on the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Maybe on the back wheels, you're gonna be okay, but you still really don't have a ton of clearance in the back there. So I'd be hesitant to get very, very thick chains on here. But otherwise, I just think it's an excellent option for yourself. I really do like how Konig gives us these nice little carrying totes as well. If you're comparing it to the canvas bags you usually get with some chains, those break down and they're useless after like 1 or 2 uses. This guy's really nice because that hard plastic's gonna be holding up over the seasons. You do have some grommets in the back here to allow water to escape. So not gonna be 100% waterproof. That's one thing to keep in mind. Don't be just slopping your chains in the back expecting them to be okay. But I love that this is really easy to store, have inside my vehicle, and that way it's always ready to go no matter where we are. But otherwise, I think that about does it, guys, for our look here today at the Konig XB 16 Snow Tire Chains on our 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'm Bobby. Thanks for watching.